He's
He's
probably been the best batter of the tournament.
he's silently been the best batsman of the tournament, and he is like him. It's between him and Markram, in my opinion.
And I think it was Zimbabwe who won the toss, elected to bowl first. That was a
Yeah.
bit of an error. They should have just looked to bat, maybe even 175, 180, their par score. You never know, West Indies scoreboard pressure, anything is possible.
Huh.
Thinking that they should drop Shadab as the extra all-rounder, and both of you going for the
Because he
Bulls.
bats.
He bats. He
Because he
bats.
because he bats, but you aren't you covering that by having Fakhar? Welcome to Over and Out. I'm Sadi Raza. With me is Mustafa Siddiqui from DawnNews, and Izzy Khwaja returns in his Dallas Cowboys gear. Welcome. So this group just continues to fascinate. I mean, yesterday India lost to South Africa, were crushed by South Africa, and then today West Indies absolutely smoked Zimbabwe. There's no other way to put it. They put on a smoke show, put on 254 for six, easily the highest score in this T20 World Cup, and then Zimbabwe all out. Uh, will with a net run rate that is now negative 5.5, well below India's. Easy, before we get to the West Indies Zimbabwe game, any thoughts on yesterday's India South Africa match? We missed your preview, your post match thoughts on that.
I think India got their playing 11 combination all wrong. It was correct to go in with an extra seamer on that wicket. I thought that was a good idea because it was absolutely flat as attack, no real turn on offer. And but the problem was that without Akshar Patel's nous, I think Varun Chakravarti got a bit exposed. Washington Sundar was very poor in the field and with the ball. I think that's where they lacked when he had the heat on him as the sole frontline spinner in the absence of Akshar and Kuldeep Yadav. Plus, Aksar's batting would have been useful building that partnership once they had lost early wickets in the power play. David Miller batted out of his mind. He was clearly there with a plan for vengeance of not finishing the job in 2024. And it was that passage of over 17 to 15 when they scored about 90 odd runs at an run rate of 11 plus. That is what perhaps took the game beyond India. And any chase above 175, 170 in a World Cup game is big time pressure. And fair play to the South African bowling. They were outstanding. And we had been mentioning right throughout our previews and reviews that they should just back their fast bowlers, forget about playing that extra spinner. And they did exactly that. Aiden Markram, though, paid off big time, taking the new ball, picking up Ishan Kishan and Abhishek Sharma. Well, Amir has had the last laugh and he's looking completely all at sea. The way Ngidi and Rabada bowled at him, I felt was absolutely outstanding. And then it was a steamroll, one-way traffic through and through.
Yeah, that's probably the choice they wish they'd made, was dropping Washington Sundar, bringing in Akshar Patel. It'll be interesting to see if they do that for the next game. Of course, it's a different pitch that they'll play on. Let's come to today's game. West Indies, again, they lost their wickets early, but then between Hetmyer and Roman Powell, they put on an amazing stand. Hetmyer 85 of 34, Roman Powell 59 of 35, and then right at the end, Shafan Rutherford 31 of 13. You know, their first 100 came in 9 overs, their second 100 in 7, and then their last 15 under 3 overs. It's just some amazing hitting throughout. And Zimbabwe really never had a chance in this game. And they're effectively, at this point, I don't see how they make it.
And we also have to think.
I,
Oh, sorry. We also
Go
have to
ahead,
take.
Mustafa. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Sorry. Sorry. We also taken. Roman Powell was like 15 of 17. He then went on to, I think, like, what was it, 54 or something?
He had
Or
59 of 35, but
yeah,
most of those runs came after his first 15.
yeah, and like he was just first
He
17
just
balls.
accelerated.
Yeah, because he was being really smart because Hetmyer was playing out of his mind in those first 10, 12 overs. Like if I'm being very honest, Hetmyer's tournament, has had a very good tournament, and
He's
he's
probably been the best batter of the tournament.
he's silently been the best batsman of the tournament, and he is like him. It's between him and Markram, in my opinion, who have had between those two, and they
Don't hesitate. You're right.
yeah, and just like the way he was playing those spinners, like he was using power, slogging them over there, but then he was also late cutting, so like fine, like there was a perfect combination of power and skill. he's just so nice to watch when he's on, man. Like he's so fun to watch.
I think batting first, Windies will beat any team in the World Cup.
Hmm.
Anytime you let them bat first, they bat with that freedom, they bat with that self-confidence, they bat with that swagger, and all of their top five, top six can hit and defend. Brandon King, Shai Hope, Shimron Hetmyer, Robin Powell, who have you got? Sherfain Rutherford. Then you've got fair enough. Their batting is a bit light. That it ends with Romario Shepherd and Jason Holder. But even those two are absolutely clean strikers of the ball. Even Romario Shepherd today was hitting some absurd sixes and batting at the Wankhede. It really suits them. Now it's a different test. Will they be playing an early afternoon game in Ahmedabad? But like I said, any match where they are batting first, you have to back them to do well.
Holder also has a test double hundred as well, and he
Okay,
comes in at
Holder is a beast player.
like he
Good.
comes in at number 7 for them.
The
It
only
sets
thing is
up.
they have Ford at 8. That is the only weak chink. Otherwise,
Yeah.
the spinners are brilliant. You've got Shamar Joseph with that extra pace. Jason Holder, very intelligent bowler. Nathan Ford has fantastic figures in the new ball. He's a bit of a, Asif from Wish.com. He gets that ball to seam and he's pretty consistent getting wickets as well. So overall, the Windies are looking really solid, and I would not be surprised at all if they roll over South Africa in Ahmedabad. Very possible. Absolutely possible.
Yeah, it sets up the that group really well because if they do beat South Africa, then South Africa just has to beat Zimbabwe and India are out. I don't see Zimbabwe beating either India or South Africa. I think they had a great run in the group stages, but I think they've sort of met their match in the Super Eights. There's clearly a notch above. The Super Eight teams are clearly playing at a little higher level than they were in the group stages.
Yeah, and it's just I feel bad for Zimbabwe because I don't think they particularly bowled badly. Like the only thing you could maybe think about is maybe they should have brought
Drop
in
catches. Drop catches.
drop catches, yes, but also maybe bringing in Muzarabani a couple of overs earlier because you're getting hit all around the park. Maybe bring in your strike bowler a bit early, maybe, and just have one over at the end for him, and but put one over in the middle so he can like maybe get one of Powell or Hetmyer, which he ended up doing, I think, as well. As soon as he came on, like he took a wicket on his first ball back.
And I think it was Zimbabwe who won the toss, elected to bowl first. That was a
Yeah.
bit of an error. They should have just looked to bat, maybe even 175, 180, their par score. You never know, West Indies scoreboard pressure, anything is possible.
Huh.
So where do you think this goes from here? Because is it basically because South Africa's already beaten India. Is this just a one game showdown now between West Indies and India?
Basically, yeah.
Because I don't see South Africa, their net run rate is so much superior now,
No, I
even if
don't
they
even think
lose to,
I don't even
I
think it's
don't,
at sorry.
yeah, even if they beat, if you assume they beat Zimbabwe, you know, it doesn't matter how much they lose to the West Indies by. I don't think they drop below either of those other two teams at this point.
And you would expect South Africa to hammer Zimbabwe as well, even if they lose to the Windies in Ahmedabad. So I think they're pretty much locked in for a semi-final now. It's between the men in maroon and the home team who goes through. It's all set up for beautifully for Kolkata. And if the West Indies bat first at Eden Gardens, oh man, that could be fun. That could be a very interesting.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and
everyone
they could easily beat South Africa too and make that game just a dead rubber.
Absolutely. Like I said, anytime they're batting first, they have the odds in their favor. I totally back them, especially with the way they're playing cricket in this World Cup.
yeah, and they're fielding brilliantly as well. Like this is not being also talked about. They're fielding brilliantly. They had like I think they had a stat up there like they have an 87% catch rate, which is pretty amazing. I like, and they're bowling like I've talked about this. They're bowling as a unit. They're all every bowler is complementing themselves, complementing the team, and like maybe individual bowlers are better in different in other teams, but as a unit, I think them and South Africa are probably bowling the best.
All right, let's come to tomorrow's match preview. Pakistan play England
Mm.
in Kandy at Pallekele. Now they did say it'll be a new strip. It will not be the same strip as the England Sri Lanka game. So before we start by previewing the actual game, team selection. Izzy, you weren't here yesterday when we talked about Mike Hessen. Forget the past. How would you how do you think he should approach it tomorrow, and how do you think he will approach it tomorrow? And Mustafa, same thing for you. Same
Mm.
question.
I think perhaps Shaheen will play. That is the only thing I think they'll do differently, that one change. And of course, Khwaja Nafi was replaced by Fakhr. That was a positive change. I'd like to see that. Fakhr remaining in that floater role, coming in at three even. Maybe we let Salman Ali Agha go down a bit, Usman come down a bit. Want to see Fakhr in the power play as early as possible. And I think Shaheen should play. Of course, you back your world-class players to come through when it matters. Although I like Salman Mirza too. He did a lot for us at Lahore Qalandars. He's been fantastic ever since he debuted for Pakistan, especially with the way he bowled in recent times in the Tri Series versus Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka. He was good in the Asia Cup as well. No complaints there. But maybe it's something new for England to contend with. They would not have seen a lot of Salman Mirza, so that also is a feather in his cap. I hope we bat first. No way do I want us to chase at all. Put England under pressure. We have our spin trio or quartet or quintuplet, whatever it is. Abrahar, I think, will be unfortunate to miss out. I don't think he'll get a game. But if we get to bat first, I'm pretty confident we can win. Certainly.
So
Mustafa?
so if it is a new strip, I still think what this tournament has proven that you should have two frontline seamers every single game. And I would still play I would still play Mirza. I might drop Nawaz for another seamer, whether it is Shaheen or Naseem. I would play Naseem. I think Hessen will be forced to play Shaheen because of team pressure and like outside pressure. I think yes. Listen, the
Oh,
way
but he would
he's
have done that in the first game if there was outside pressure.
no, there's outside Shaheen. He played Shaheen. He played Shaheen for the entire.
Hence the Kiwis.
Okay, fine. Maybe it's a different thing because it's like if you're gonna play another seamer and it's gonna feel insulting if it is Naseem instead of Shaheen type of thing because he's technically is your ODI captain type of situation where it might look bad. I like the obvious change for me is like dropping like the only change if I was the coach, the only change I would make is dropping Babar for Naseem and having another seamer. What I think they will do is probably drop either Mirza or Nawaz for Shaheen.
It's interesting. Neither of you are picking Abrar, even though he's performed really well, and neither of you are thinking that they should drop Shadab as the extra all-rounder, and both of you going for
Because he
Nawaz.
bats.
He bats. He
Because
bats.
because he bats, but aren't you covering that by having Fakhr?
That's
Yeah,
true. That's why I think the suggestion of dropping Nawaz is not a bad one from Mustafa.
Fakhr and
Because
Nafi.
Shadab is like a key batter at six.
yeah. He really.
Nawaz is like an eight.
Yeah, he's probably your best player. Like him and Usman are probably your best players of spin in that lineup.
In that middle over. And we
Yeah.
talked yesterday about how well South Africa in that middle over, they really hammered India.
Mm.
Those three middle over batters. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with. On the England side, of course, the big key is
Or they could
basically
drop
getting.
Fahim and go for a frontline seamer. That also makes sense.
Yeah, but Fahim's still
Yeah,
your
but
Fahim's still your best pace hitter. So like I see why playing him. And like if it is a new strip and if it is a bit
flatter.
flatter, if it is
Yeah.
flatter, you have to play three seamers.
It'll be interesting to see how they actually come up with. And I do think they should win the toss and bat first. From an England
Yeah. No
perspective,
way you're chasing, bro. No
yeah,
way.
from an England
Much
perspective,
pressure.
you really want to take early wickets because any one of those front three that England have can basically
And the
knock you
problem
out
is
the
that
game.
both of them are due, or both of
They
them are
are
due
they
big
are
time.
due.
So
Well, no,
Yeah.
Phil Salt was played very well against Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
He had 62 right
Yeah,
there.
fair. Salty was good. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but and their bowling actually stepped up a little bit better. You saw Jafar
Yeah,
Archer,
but Will Jacks को विकेट दे रहे हो as Sri Lanka at
but
home.
even
शर्म
even
करो.
Archer and Adil Rashid played well too.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Jofra was fiery. Very good.
Yeah.
This is basically the eliminator game for Pakistan, right?
Oh, I
Not
think we're still not dead in the water because of that
No,
one
but
point.
I think if you lose this game, it becomes very hard then to
Then
basically.
of course it's probabilities, but you're
But
still
you
in
win
with
this game
if-
and you're basically more than halfway home
you just
at this
basically
point.
have to beat Sri Lanka. That's all you have to do. Like,
No, if
Or
you win
just
this game, you can even afford to lose the last one and still
you can
sneak through.
afford to win the last one and you can sneak through
yeah.
Yeah,
easily.
yeah, yeah.
Because chances are you won't lose badly to Sri Lanka, and so
Oh
your
yeah,
net run rate won't
because
be negatively affected. Sri Lanka's net run rate
Kiwis
is,
don't have a point, and if they lose, you
yeah,
know.
well,
but
Kiwis have one, but Sri Lanka's net run rate is so much inferior.
yeah,
uh,
S- I
What would you do?
I would like I am going to
Just
be
think
No,
the
the
I'm
team
not
is
gonna chase in such high
I
pressure.
am
No way.
I would chase. I would chase.
Pagal ho gaya hai, chase.
If it is a new strip and if it is a flattish pitch, I would chase.
When has Pakistan ever won a high pressure run chase in T20 ice? Don't say
Uh,
152.
I'm not saying 152. I was gonna actually mention Babar and
Maybe you can say, the 2022 semi-final, but that was game in hand, man. We bowled
no.
beautifully that day.
I was gonna talk about Rizwan and Babar chasing 212 against South Africa.
Oh, at World Cups, man. Forget that.
I still like. Oh, I
not in
2000,
T20s, but
2009 final.
yeah, but he's talking about recent history.
Okay, that was
Different
What
players.
you
was 2
saying?
decades ago.
You're still
In
asking
recent
me.
in recent history, obviously not in T20, but in ODI in the last World Cup, they chased down a very good score against Sri Lanka.
And also, like they were bound. They were actually in pole position to chase down that 400 against New Zealand as well. The way Fakhar was batting.
We
So
should have chased against Australia until we give Stoinis wickets, of all people.
Yep.
yeah,
So
we always give the worst bowler the wickets. That's the thing. I don't know what happens to us, but we
Sam
all
Curran, 4 for loading.
they
the
Sam
problem
Curran nahi
in
Overton
chasing the
Overton ko
problem
dekh.
in, the problem I have in
Hmm.
chasing is Easy's point. I don't trust Simon you're gonna chase.
Ooh,
Why do you trust him, period?
I That's a different question, but I trust him a
Well, it
little
was
bit
interesting to
more.
see the comments coming in from Saibzada Farhan in the pre-match presser.
I
He's
trust
like,
him a
we as
little bit
batters have
more.
not stepped up.
I trust him a little bit more when he's batting first.
because he's more free. Basically, that's the entire point, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't have that expectation on him. He can just like swing the bat without thinking.
but he is due. I'm telling you, he's running out of chances. There's only so much his bowling is going to
Yeah,
keep him in the team.
I think if he fails against England and like somehow if we win against Sri Lanka, against Sri Lanka and England and get through, and he doesn't perform in these 2 games, like I think they're probably going to either
I
But
don't think so.
at that point, they're not going to change for a semi.
This
yeah.
this think tank is all in on him, man. I don't think they're gonna
No,
drop him,
I
really.
agree with that. I'm never going to drop Simon because I just think Simon's such a talented player, right? I would not drop him for the entire tournament because I just think he's that type of player who can win you an entire game on his own when it comes off. It hasn't come off yet. I completely agree. He's played
It has
60.
never happened. It has never happened.
I mean, it's not never
To
happened.
me,
It has
I
never
just
happened.
In
I just want to
ODIs it
see
has.
I
Okay,
just want to
Babu.
see this team more balanced. I think you have the three-headed monster. One of those monsters, you've had the head cut off. Shaheen's been dropped. I think if you drop Babar and Shadab, you can have a much more balanced team. Drop Babar,
Shadab has
give
been
him.
good. I don't think we
Shadab's
It's
been
can.
good,
been
yeah.
it's been okay.
Shadab is
It's
fine. Shadab is fine if you use him
I
as a
will say
fifth
that
bowler.
his fielding puts him into the team.
He's not,
Pretty
let's say
solid.
he's not a net negative at the moment, like
Correct.
others.
He's not a net negative, but
Yeah.
he's barely on the
No,
positive side.
I still think Shadab gets into the team just very simply if you don't use him as a bowler who's going to bowl 4 overs and just comes in for like a over or two, he's fine. Like if you use him as a fifth bowler, that's fine. He is a number 5, number 6 batsman though. Like his batting is going to save you in one of these games, and it has saved you in some of these games.
Any other thoughts before we close it out and see what happens tomorrow? What team Mike Hessen
Let's just
names,
hope that
and more
England.
importantly, let's see what toss decision he makes because his toss
Yeah,
decision
yeah.
against
Yeah,
the
that
New
was
Zealand was
If you
brain
are
dead.
willing to bat first in a rained off game, there's definitely gonna bat first tomorrow.
yeah.
No doubt about it.
I just wanted to how we were talking about yesterday that in every T20 World Cup you need that one all-time batsman to win the World Cup. Like me and Sadi Bhai were talking about it. I can only see 2 teams that have that right now, and that is South Africa, and that
South
is
Africa and West Indies.
with
Yeah.
Hetmyer and Markram and Millard as well. Like
No,
I
that's a fair shout. I
like
think
those.
that India has it, but they haven't, these individuals haven't done it on the
No,
International
they've been
World Cup
exposed
stage.
so badly.
They
Their
haven't
top
done it
order
on the
seems to
International
be
World Cup stage yet. They've done it on the IPL stage, but
On flat
these guys
wickets.
haven't. These guys haven't done it yet. They've relied on Kohli and Rohit Sharma to basically carry them
and not
through
even Rohit Sharma, literally Kohli only in these high
through
pressure World Cup games.
correct through the minefield. It's a
Because
different. These are different beasts. These games.
it's
Next level.
as it's what we've been talking, like I wanted to talk about for a lot. Your flat track bullies are being exposed this tournament. England, India, they play on flat batting wickets where you're where bowling is not a like it's there's nothing for the bowlers and you can just hit through the line. That's why Abhishek Sharma has been so good for was so good. When there's a bit of turn and a bit of swing, it's like magic to them.
Alrighty,
Let's
gents. We'll
see.
do it again tomorrow.
All right, bye bye.
Bye bye.